So, I'm Nick Housted, the founder of Favourite, and probably you might know me better now for TweetMeme, which is quite a popular Twitter aggregator. Now, back in 2007, when I founded the company, I raised money via an angel, and, oh, it's gone all horribly wrong. That's not good formatting. Okay, we have to ignore that. So I raised 150,000 back in October 2007, and then this January we raised $500,000 from a combination of angels and one institution. Now the institution was actually a government fund, and I didn't actually make it any simpler, it's got to be said. So what I wanted to talk about was how I found angels originally, and when we moved on to raising more money, how to deal with groups of angels. So why would you be doing it? So you want cash, you want the experience that the angels can bring. It's not just about the money. You want, in theory, a quick turnaround compared with, you know, going through a traditional VC. You'd hope a lot of the time that you could close money with an angel in 3 months. Whether that actually really happens is, well, I put that there, not often the case. Less due diligence for certain. The angels tend to, you know, strength of your handshake, look in your eye, you know, do I get on with this person? Does the business look like it has legs? It's more about the personal connection with the angel. And lastly, they will have obviously been successful in the past with their own businesses, and it's bringing those connections to you. So I wanted to find angels, and how was I actually going to start that? Well, actually, I started at Sol Klein's Open Coffee Club back then, and just started networking. Now, finding an angel is like finding the invisible man, because they don't tend to broadcast themselves. And I've often heard other entrepreneurs complaining of, you know, well, there was no one here to meet today. You know, it was a complete waste of time. It's just because they don't tend to broadcast it, because otherwise they would have everyone direct to them, and it would be a nightmare, you know, event for them. So they tend to walk around, listen to what people are saying, and see if they can spot things. And that's what it's, you know, I'm not an angel investor, but my perception is, you know, they want to try and catch the next big thing before anyone else does. So, you know, they can only do that by, you know, just quietly just trying to spot opportunities. So they do network a lot, you know, that's how they find investments. They don't tend to invest anywhere near as much or as regularly as a VC. You know, they might only put in 1 or 2 investments a year. You know, it takes up a lot of their time to go through the process. And they also know each other. So within certain regions, the angels group together. You've got things like, you know, Surrey Investor Group and, you know, Kent Investor Group and, you know, what else. They tend to join together so they can do larger investments as well. Now, a few things that came up very quickly for me is when I went to Open Coffee and then found out about other events was that one option was to go out there and pay to present in front of angels. So if you couldn't find any, you pay your fee, which is typically upfront, could be anywhere between £350 to £500. And that's no guarantee. That's literally you being given the chance to stand up in front of a random crowd of people and hope that there's someone there that is going to be interested in your presentation. Now, the problem that I saw in a lot of these, and there are, you know, I'm not trying to make too broad a accusation to these companies, but there are some that are better focused than others. You know, I think one that I did, early mistake I went and did, and the types of companies that were pitching alongside me was obviously mine as a web company, but there was, you know, biochemicals, there was solar power, there was other green solutions. So the problem with that is that when the flyers go out from those events to the angels, the spectrum of the angels that then turn up are obviously very wide as well. So your chance of actually being in front of someone correct is actually then much shorter. If you can actually get to an event where everyone who's pitching is basically doing, you know, a very similar thing, you've got a higher chance of getting in front of the right angels. A lot of them will help you present. They'll often sometimes charge for that, but if you don't have someone in your company who's a natural presenter, then it's definitely worth doing because they know the things that you can focus on. But my underlying thing that I saw was I didn't think they were effective enough for the amount of money. I think you can achieve much more by just doing the networking. Now, the other thing I discovered when I started networking was these things, sharks. I won't name any companies or anything else, but there's plenty of companies out there that will say that they can get you in front of this or that they can get you to multiple angel networks and they will charge you a large upfront fee and then they will want a percentage of when you actually, if you raise money at that point. Now, maths isn't fun when the shark takes 5% of what you raise, then the angel network, because the angel network will also charge you, and then you're basically giving away 10% of the money you just worked very hard to raise. So I would steer clear. Anyone who's trying to says that there's an instant solution to your problem of raising money, there isn't one. Get out there, and go to the events. So network in the right places, make yourself very easy to find. The web is the perfect place to promote yourself. Get out there, blogging, Twitter, whatever else you need to do to actually make it so people can actually find you. Then for us, during the credit crunch, we were actually in the middle of raising our next round, and we were actually going for a lot more money at that time. Everything was pretty buoyant out there, and the crunch hit, and all the VCs stuck their head in the sand and were basically, having to concentrate on their portfolios. So we kind of backtracked at that point and said, what are the other opportunities out there? Angels always will invest. In fact, they like to invest in a downturn. Good valuation, things that, as everyone is saying now, in a downturn, if you're surviving, then, they could be onto something. So what I wanted to look at was actually building a book. Now, the problem here is one angel investor is, you can meet them, work out if your personality matches them, that they've got the right experience. But most angels only go up to a certain amount of money. It's always the equity gap between angel investment and taking 2 million or more from a VC. So we wanted to raise at least $500,000. So the only route to do that was actually to go out there and find a load of angels that would actually cooperate.